Hello and welcome to Carol Nash Inside Bikes. We have been out testing the latest Suzuki V-Strom 1050. Now, for 2023, the bike comes in two flavors. You have the new, more off-roady DE version, and then you have the standard V-Strom. This bike looks very much like the previous generation for the very good reason that it is very much like the previous generation. The big headline updates this year are that it has a new TFT screen, which looks really nice. It's a very nice, clear design on it. And it has a quick shifter, which obviously makes life a lot nicer on it. And that quick shifter works very well. It's a really, really nice quick shifter to use. The engine of the bike is the same 1037cc V-twin, perfectly good engine, and it's been in production for such a long time. It is pretty much bulletproof. It does what it says on the tin. It doesn't have the biggest power figures in the adventure game. It has 106 brake horsepower, which isn't huge, but it is enough. It's pretty much a case of you can't always get what you want, but you can get what you need. That's pretty much the case with most things on this Suzuki. It delivers everything that you need, but it doesn't really have that flamboyancy of some of the other bikes in the market. It doesn't have crazy power figures. It doesn't have crazy electronics. It doesn't have bells and whistles, but it does a really good job of taking you on an adventure. Now, talking about the electronics of the bike, previously the base model came with fairly limited electronics. Now the base model has all the electronics, so it has lean sensitive ABS, it has ride modes, it has 3-level traction control, although that's not corner sensitive. It has hill hold, link brakes. It even has a sensor there to stop lifting the rear wheel if you're braking too hard. So it's got a lot of useful electronics on board that really makes it a lot nicer to ride. The price of this bike is £12,999 plus OTR, so just over 13 grand on the road, which isn't cheap as chips, but it's not a bad price in the category either. It is somewhere in the middle there, I would say. It will be a competitive price. Now, in terms of riding this bike, I mean, obviously you have that V2 engine, which is lovely. It sounds really nice, even with the stock exhaust. It sounds good. It has really nice, strong linear pull across the range, and it feels like it gives you everything you need. In terms of riding position, when you first jump on the bike, before you get on it, it looks quite big, but then when you get on it, it feels smaller than it looks somehow. The pegs are not a million miles away from the seats. The bars aren't that far either. The bars aren't super wide. They're wide, but they're not massive. And it all feels quite manageable. It doesn't feel cramped in any way, don't get me wrong. When you get rolling on it, it's very smooth. The power comes on very nicely. Nothing intimidating about it. It has enough power, but not so much that you have to be dead careful about it all the time. The suspension is fully adjustable, although I didn't feel like I needed to make any changes. You get a nice bit of feedback from the road. Brakes work really well, they are linked, they are good and strong, and overall it's a really nice package. The looks are pretty cool too. It has that old school type of look about it. I think it looks really nice. You gotta have a beak. It's an adventure bike, so you gotta have a beak. Overall, I think it's a really nice package. For 13 grand, it's a pretty decent bike. And of course, if you want something a little bit more, there's always the DE version, which you might be interested if you want something a little bit more off-road capable. But I would definitely give this a test ride if you were considering a big adventure bike. That's all for us. There's all the details on the Carol Nash website. If you want to read the full review, check it out there.